Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to Madden Football. It's your boy, as always, Demeachnyc, keeping you up to date on football, what's going on. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the video, as always. Don't forget to follow me on my socials at Madden Football, _football, I should say, on Twitter, and, of course, at Demeachnyc on Instagram. And bomba clot. Let's get into this. Arsenal are signing Eberechi Eze, Arsenal Football Club. And you can see how happy I am as an Arsenal fan. Eberechi Eze to Arsenal is a here we go. Fabrizio Romano just made it clear about literally 20 minutes ago that this guy is going to Arsenal. Eberechi Eze is a here we go. You saw it here, folks. It's done. It's confirmed. It is happening. Eberechi Eze is now an Arsenal player. Wow. Just unbelievable scenes. Unbelievable. I mean, let's just go back to the beginning. Let's literally recap what happened, right? Eberechi, this is like the best story ever, right? Eberechi Eze, former Arsenal player in the academy, right? Age of 13, was cut by the club, released by the club as a young man, and is now been going to club after club after club to play as an academy player, and has basically built a resilience of himself and the mentality to play at different clubs, despite being his first love of Arsenal not being his club by the time he goes into the Premier League. And he's been killing it at Crystal Palace for season after season after season, with the like of Wilfried Zaha, with the likes of Michael Olise, Conor Gallagher, Mark Gahey, Jean-Philippe Mateta, and many players that have played with Eze. And now, after last season, they have just won the FA Cup against the likes of Manchester City, the first ever major trophy for a club like Crystal Palace, who's been in the Premier League for years now. And now this is a player where we've seen his quality, we've seen his mentality, we know that he is ready for the Premier League, and he was destined to go to a different club following this last season's campaign. And it was sure that he was either going to go to two North London clubs, Arsenal Football Club or Tottenham Hotspur. And it was seemingly sure that he was going to go to Arsenal originally. However, Ethan Nwaneri, the 18-year-old, made it clear that he was going to stay at Arsenal, and it seemed as though Arsenal were going to sign somebody else besides Eberechi Eze. But now, fast forward to today, I mean, literally today, we get up this morning and we assume that Tottenham Hotspur are going to sign Eberechi Eze, when Arsenal were the ones leading in the race because they went for somebody else. They did not put in a bid. They did not put in a final bid for this man, Eberechi Eze, right? So this was going to be a Tottenham Hotspur signing. But then we also heard some news that unfortunately Kai Havertz has been injured, a knee injury, which is very devastating to Arsenal and very devastating to him, as we see he's put in a lot of work to get to where he is right now. He's bulked up, he looks faster, he looks stronger, he looks more ready going into the season. Look, he is in fantastic shape as compared to his seasons when he first joined Arsenal, and now he's injured. So it made Arsenal make sure that this is a guy where they're losing a big-time player, and Arsenal need to make some decisions fast and quick. And they knew that they were missing a left winger, right? Trossard just signed a new deal with Arsenal, so we know that he is staying at the club. What is the deal with Gabriel Martinelli? What's going on there, right? There was a lot of questions going on into the transfer window regarding Arsenal as to what they were going to do. But now, because of the Havertz injury, right, the Havertz injury has now left Arsenal into a predicament of they have to get a player in. And shockingly, Arsenal have won in for Eberechi Eze and have now been clear favorites to sign him. And he has snubbed Spurs, where he seemed as though he was going to go to Spurs originally, but now he has snubbed them to go to his home, his once forgotten club, Arsenal Football Club, the other side of North London. This is a miraculous signing. This is an unbelievable twist of events We know Spurs were looking to sign Morgan Gibbs-White earlier on in the transfer window, but that was not going to happen due to legal action being done by Nottingham Forest that stopped that from happening. So we know that he's not going to Spurs. They missed out on him. Mohamed Kudus is already at Spurs, which is a huge signing for them. They look absolutely incredible. And we already had the thoughts of Eberechi Eze going to Tottenham Hotspur already. I mean, we made it clear that Eze was going to go to Tottenham Hotspur. But now he's going to Arsenal Football Club, their rivals. And seemingly they are furious with Eze. What I know for sure is that they are not happy with this and that they will have to look into the market for somebody else. We know that Savinho from Manchester City is on their radar, but Manchester City are not willing to let him go for anything less than 70 million, which is a huge fee for someone like Savinho. We know Rodrigo is on Manchester City's radar as well. And this is just a huge, huge turn of events for Tottenham Hotspur and for Arsenal. This is huge. I mean, if anybody has their favorites to win the Premier League and it was Liverpool, you might have to look that around because this is a massive signing for Arsenal Football Club. Let me just mention some of the players at the club, right? Arsenal have been looking for a striker. They have got their striker, Victor Gyökeres, right? They already have a stable side. They already have a fantastic team, and they were so close, so close to winning it over the past few seasons. And now they have gotten themselves a Martin Zubimendi, Victor Gyökeres, and now Eberechi Eze along top of that. That is an unbelievable squad that they have now, and that is amongst one of the best teams in the world. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. That is one of the best teams in the world on paper, right? We have not said that about Arsenal in years, but it is for sure that now is a time for Mikel Arteta and for the club to win things. This is his team. There's absolutely no excuse for him to not win things now. This is huge. We just have to look over the fee for Eberechi Eze. According to Fabrizio Romano here, Eberechi Eze to Arsenal is a here we go. Verbal agreement in place between all parties. Crystal Palace to receive package in excess of 70 million euros as a preferred Arsenal Football Club over Spurs. Arsenal win the race over Tottenham, been in advanced talks for days, but never sealed. This is the definition, ladies and gentlemen, of a hijack, if we have ever seen it like this. This is huge. Yeah, I mean, we're not just talking about any other hijack here. We are talking about a hijack on the likes of Sol Campbell to Arsenal Football Club many years ago, back in 2001, as he was the captain of Tottenham Hotspur. It may not be at the level of a Sol Campbell per se, excuse me, but this is a player that was going to be a Tottenham Hotspur player, and we already know how good of a player Eze is. And for him to go to Arsenal now, considering that Tottenham Hotspur, the fans, the players, the club, assume that he was going to be a player by the time the window was done, is now going to their bitter rivals, Arsenal, is a huge, huge blow and is pretty much a knife in the heart, a knife in the back, a knife in the head, however way you want to put it. This is something huge. Yeah, but I mean, I look at Arsenal now and I'm thinking, wow, that is huge. This is something I have not seen in years. This is a reminder of when Arsenal signed Mesut Ozil many years ago and how that went down on the last day of the transfer window. This is up there with Declan Rice, how that went down with the Arsenal fans and the excitement there. This is up there with the signings of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I mean, this is huge. This is honestly huge. And if you're a fan of a different club, if you're not a fan of Arsenal, I can understand the frustration. I can understand the jealousy or the envy that's there, but you cannot deny the business that's been done by Andrea Berta and Mikel Arteta. This is absolutely fantastic news. And I just want to mention this because I literally was watching David Ornstein myself. I was watching David Ornstein on Sky Sports because they just recently dropped the video about Arsenal. And to my attention, it just popped up on my phone that Eberechi Eze was agreed to go to go to Arsenal, and that he wants to go to Arsenal. So it was a bombshell. It was an absolute bombshell. This came out of nowhere. I mean, anybody could be doing whatever they were doing, and nobody would expect this to happen. This is ridiculous. Mikel Arteta has finally, in my opinion, Mikel Arteta has finally got the complete squad to not only win the Premier League this season, but to win pretty much everything that comes with it. The FA Cups, the Carabao Cups, the Champions Leagues. And honestly, I don't think it's even so far to say that Arsenal could possibly go on an historical season. People might say invincible. You might say I'm crazy. But listen, I honestly think that this Arsenal team could do crazy things going into next season. Invincible? Who knows, right? This team, honestly, on paper, if you look at it from top to bottom, is just a staggering team. Liverpool, Manchester City, Chelsea, you have to look out, because this team is going to come with all the smoke. And we know, the fans know, and the people know watching football know how desperate Arsenal are to win trophies. And they are not keeping any stones unturned. They have went out and they have made the signings. And now it's a matter of time if they could possibly sell players that need to go. We know that Martinelli is an option to go. Zinchenko, Jakub Kivior, Reece Nelson, Fabio Vieira. There's still time to get these sellings gone. But from Arsenal, as a fan, this is one of the best days I can remember as an Arsenal fan in the transfer window. As someone that has seen and has been on the back burn of many poor summer transfer windows. Let's just look at what's going on here. They fool our fan base every single summer. Arsenal Football Club, the greatest brainwashing scheme in human history. It puts North Korea to shame. I don't even know what that means. This was said 6 hours ago. So yeah. Never has Arsenal Football Club ever pulled their pants up so quick. What the actual fuck? Declan Rice is dancing. Yes, this is just shocking. I don't really know what else to say on here besides the fact that Arsenal has pretty much done something that nobody expected the club to do. This is the movement of a big club, pretty much. But what does this mean for the rest of the teams in the league in the transfer window? Well, for Spurs, they do have to make another signing. They have to make another signing. They cannot leave their season up for grabs with who they can sign. Like, they need to sign someone. Whether it's Savinho, they could still go in the market for big time players. I don't know if they're gonna go in for Savinho. City want to keep Savinho. They really do. But Rodrigo is a player that they're looking forward to having. I think they could just sign Rodrigo if they wanted to. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of players out there that are in the market. Ademola Lookman from Inter Milan is interested by Arsenal, but now they got Eze, so it seems like they could sign them. Tottenham Hotspur, Rafael Leao is out there. I don't know how much he wants to go to Spurs. Not because of Spurs, but because he seems very settled at AC Milan. There are players out there. Who else? Semenyo at Bournemouth. He seems settled there, but they could sign him. Barcola at PSG. We know he's a big-time target by Arsenal. Who else is out there? Anybody else? Semenyo, Lookman. There's so many players to choose from. Really and truly, there's many players. But yeah, Arsenal have signed Eberechi Eze, a long-term target that they wanted to sign, but seemed like he was going to go to Spurs. But now only doing business over the past 2 hours, or not even, pretty much less than 2 hours of negotiations being done. Eberechi Eze is going to be an Arsenal player and is looking forward to getting his medical done. Yeah, huge business done. And by the time Kai Havertz comes back, Arsenal will have a team to definitely move them forward into the next direction. Defensively, they're probably the best team defensively in the league, let alone probably in world football, in my opinion. The midfield is stacked. That midfield is absolutely stacked. You have the likes of Zubamendi, Martin Odegaard, Declan Rice, Mikel Merino, Kai Havertz could be used as a midfielder. Ethan Nwaneri, Max Dowman, Miles Lewis-Skelly could be used as a midfielder. And the attack is set. Like, literally, the attack is set. Arsenal have a complete team. They have a dream team at their disposal. Gyökeres, Kai Havertz can be used as an attacker. Trossard is there. Martinelli, if he is to stay, is there. Noni Madueke is there. Saka, of course, is there. Dowman could be used as well. This is ridiculous, and I cannot wait to see what people believe and what people think of this whole saga by the time this is done. And who knows what Spurs are going to do right now. I still have a lot of hope for them going into next season, but Arsenal fans, have a good night, because this is something to definitely look forward to going into the season. And I'm trying to contain my excitement, but I am a happy gooner right now. So that's all I got for today, guys. Let's see what happens later on in this transfer market, because this is the craziest window I've ever witnessed in my entire life. So thank you and have a good night.